The band are called Lie, and their album is called You Want It Real. This is their fourth album. They are I think they've been like, well, not think, they definitely have been labelled as a post-punk band. This is their follow-up to Hounds, which came out in 2018. I am not very familiar with the genre of post-punk, so you'll have to forgive any naivety that I may have, more so than usual, because I don't know a fucking thing. I feel like the genre is a lot broader than what I have previously given it credit for. Take that as you will. But yeah, just like a little caveat before going in, because I know nothing about post-punk. I can't really think of a post-punk album that I have consciously put on. I think the closest I can think of in the past fucking years is Oath, which again, they experiment way outside what I previously thought. And a band that my manager showed me, got a really long title, can't think what they're called. That helps. Anyway, on the actual album itself, You Want It Real. Musically, again, very good. Let's try again. Very garagey. Lots of like very scratchy guitars. So think Minutemen, Mets, Modest Mouse, other bands that begin with the letter M. It's very, very hard, fast-paced. So I think it's got a subtle hardcore punk influence in there as well. They give a lot of reverb on Ashley Luck's vocals, who is the lead singer of the band, and that like almost echo like hue that they put on her vocals just gives the album a lot more of a darker feel. And there are times when the album sort of like crosses into like more of a goth kind of punk sort of thing, or like a massive goth influence from how she executes. And like just on her own, if they took off all the effects on her vocals, just how she sings, where it is very much like a punk rock in your face sort of yell, it adds to that. What's the word? Aggression? That's not the right word. Confrontation, I think it's closer. As to the confrontation of the band's sound, where it just sounds like she's about ready to deck you one. And yeah, with the reverb, makes it a lot darker, makes it a lot heavier, and yeah, it's quite a... Because I had like a quick blast on what other post-punk was, it's quite like a mildly unique sound from how what they do to Ashley's vocals and what she herself does as a vocalist to make it a bit more them and a bit more identifying to them as a band. And with all the effects they put on Ashley and what they put on the guitars and bass, it kind of borders on noise sometimes. Not in a bad way. You'll have like also that that reverb echo on guitars. So when you do, it's like, but then you've got like on Bugs, which is like this really frenetic, fast-paced songs. Like you've got that with the reverb, so you've got like the echo of the previous note happening at the same time. So yeah, just sort of like sometimes it's fade into like a little bit of a noise sort of area, but not to the point where it's like difficult or you can consider this full-on noise rock. The lyrics on the album, so the band are known for being quite open in their opinions, and they're known to voice their opinions on things like anti-privilege. They're very pro-feminism, the anti-rape culture, which, as like a standby, that was really... I picked up that phrase in another review for this album. To me, it's so weird to see that. Like, you have to be anti-rape culture. It was fucking... Yeah. Who the fuck isn't? And that's probably me talking as like a very standard white boy, but it was just a weird thing to see written down. But anyway, back to music. They're known to talk about and to sing about those sort of subject matters. With this, they have said that they want to be, a little bit more open lyrically. They want to leave things up to the interpretation of the listener. And there are certain songs that definitely do that. You've got a song like... I'm doing a die again. Songs like Good Boy, which kind of feels a bit role reversal, in my opinion. It's where like you've got the What is it? The social problem? I'm not very good with like social political issues. I'm so sorry. But basically saying like girls need to smile more and girls need to act a certain way to like brighten up the room or that sort of thing. They need to hold up the emotions, I guess. It feels a bit more role reversal because you've got like telling the guy in the song to do this, good boy, telling him to do that, good boy. It's very, yeah, I just feel like it's kind of like a role reversal. It's like, oh look, you've made it. If you wear this I don't know, this outfit, boy, I'll be happy. You know, it's yeah. I thought it was a bit more of a role reversal. LSD, which is the final track on the album. Initially, I said, or I put that on my notes, it's about sticking with a troubled relationship or trying to work through issues in a relationship. Based on what I've read about Lie and other lyrics that they've written and other topics that they cover, I feel like writing about a troubled relationship or any kind of relationship is just a little bit beyond them. I feel like I could be completely wrong, and if they want to sing about fucking relationships, then fucking why not? But I feel like I'm not doing it enough justice to say, oh, they're just writing about boys or they're just writing about girls. I just think there's a lot more to it than that. But if it is sticking with that, like the difficulties of a troubled relationship, then it is another social point that does need talking about. And again, they are not averse to voicing their opinions, so who knows? The song Bugs, we talked about a minute ago, I've got no fucking idea. It sounds so fucking badass though, but you've got song, I think the lyrics go something along the lines of bugs crawling in my head, they're a cancer, can't get them out. Like, what the fuck is happening? This song is great, but I'm so scared at the same time. There are still a few songs which I think a little bit more on the nose, and they are very much more obvious about what they sing about. So you got the song You Got It, which to me screams, it's like the male versus female perspective on a rape. You've got Fantasy of Destructive Force. Try again. Fantasy of Destructive Force, the penultimate song, which I think deals in the world of abuse. Those sort of songs, reading the lyrics, they are a little bit more upfront with top of the matter. In my opinion, I might be getting them completely wrong again, but it's me. The overall scheme of things, if you compare it to, and I made a note of this, come on. If you compare it to just the track titles from the previous album, Hounds, you've got Better Sex, Country Boys, Birthday Party, Can't Get Enough, It's Really Nice, Weaponized. They are just the title tracks alone. It's kind of like the Chat sort of thing from earlier, where it's much very because of the song is literally there in the title track, in the track's title. There's no nuance. There's no like, I wonder what it means. There's no subtext. It's literally just it's there. It's right in front of you. So yeah, they are definitely in that regard keeping it a bit more open on this album, keeping things a bit more open for interpretation and open for discussion. Yeah, one song I really want to single out before I move on to the next album is a song, Drowning with Piss. It is track 6. It is a bit more melodic compared to the rest of the album, and it's closer to what I had in my head when I saw they were labelled as a post-punk band. My fucking god, that song is good. The thing that gets me every single time is to the transition out of the chorus. So you've got oh fuck, I forgot her name. Ashley. It's the I'm high, I'm high, I'm high, I'm high. Ah shit! And as she says shit, it just goes into this like searing. Again, it's slowed down compared to the rest of the album, but it's not like ballad or doom or anything like that. It's a bit more like that gothy haze that I was speaking about earlier. And yeah, I just think that song is fucking good, man. It's fucking good. Keep punching the microphone to get the hair out of my face. This is going well. Yeah, if you like very musically, if you go for like if you like your punk rock to be a little bit different, a little bit more experimental, definitely give it a go. If you like, is it classed as socially minded? It's definitely not politically minded. Although no, it's not completely. I think it's more if you like your socially minded punk rock or your socially minded music. So the biggest example I've got in my head is Nervous. Although there is lots of bands that do it. There was one I reviewed recently that I can't remember who the was. Fuck. Why is my memory so fucking awful? Existence is suffering. But yeah, how Nervous are being quite upfront with their views about all things. If you like that sort of lyrical content, give Lie a go. It's Lie with an accent going that way, or I'm reverse that way. Basically, it's going southwest to northeast. That's the E you want. Alternatively, as I found out, if you just put Lie Vancouver as one word into Instagram, Bandcamp, Twitter, that sort of thing, you find them pretty quick. So go for that instead. The band's called Lie. The album is called You Want It Real. It is the fourth album, and yeah, a little bit more different punk rock for y'all.